Location star Kirstie Allsopp gave her thoughts about the difference between print and broadcast journalism on Twitter today. Her comments come after Martine Croxall, 53, has been taken off air by the BBC following a potential breach of impartiality on Sunday evening. In view of her 430,400 followers, the Channel 4 presenter pointed out the contrast in journalism guidelines as she shared a tweet from newspaper columnist Aditya Chakraborty. Aditya tweeted yesterday, "Whatever side you're on, whatever your ethnicity, this is truly a historic moment. The UK has its first Goldman Sachs Prime Minister," he quipped, referring to new PM Rishi Sunak. In response, Kirstie tweeted, "We have an odd system in the UK where TV journalists are expected to have zero political affiliations, and get suspended if they give an inkling of such, and newspaper journalists can tweet like this." A couple of Kirstie's followers queried her claim, with Berga Etzer commenting, "Only ones that are paid for via the taxpayer. Isn't it because we're all forced to pay for the BBC, but can choose whether to buy a copy of The Guardian or Times?" added Big Bad Bob. "No, ITV and Channel 4 are the same," Kirstie told both Twitter users, echoing the same sentiment repeatedly to anyone who queried whether it was just the BBC who had such strict impartiality guidelines. Kirstie's remarks come after Martine, who is a presenter on BBC News, was taken off air for the comments she made after it was announced Boris Johnson would be pulling out of the Conservative leadership race. Martine was criticised after saying she was gleeful during her introduction to Sunday evening's edition of the papers. She made the remark at 10:30 p.m., which was about 90 minutes after Boris announced he would not be standing in the leadership contest. Martine told viewers, "Well, this is all very exciting, isn't it? Am I allowed to be this gleeful? Well, I am." Later on in the program, which sees experts discuss the main news stories of the day, Martine admitted she may have breached the BBC's guidelines. This came after she laughed at one guest's comment mocking the former Prime Minister. "I shouldn't probably laugh," she said. "I'm probably breaking some terrible due impartiality rule by giggling." Following the news presenter's comments, a BBC spokesperson issued a statement to Express.co.uk. They said, "BBC News is urgently reviewing last night's edition of the papers on the news channel for a potential breach of impartiality. It is imperative that we maintain the highest editorial standards. We have processes in place to uphold our standards, and these processes have been activated." The incident comes 5 days after Channel 4 News anchor Krishna Gurumurthy was taken off air for using an offensive word when he thought he was no longer speaking live to describe Northern Ireland Minister, Steve Baker. The presenter was taken off air for a week when he swore off camera about the politician during an exchange last Wednesday, which concluded with Krishnan muttering, "What a C." The anchor will now not return to Channel 4 News before November 4, due to a pre-existing week of leave, the broadcaster said. Channel 4 explained in a statement published on Thursday, Channel 4 has a strict code of conduct for all its employees, including its programming teams and on-air presenters, and takes any breaches seriously. Following an off-air incident, Channel 4 News anchor Krishna Gurumurthy has been taken off air for a week. Krishnan also apologized to the MP on Twitter, writing, "After a robust interview with Steve Baker MP, I used a very offensive word in an unguarded moment off air. While it was not broadcast, that word in any context is beneath the standards I set myself, and I apologize unreservedly. I have reached out to Steve Baker to say sorry.